Hello and welcome to Morning Asia. Happy Friday, everyone. We've made it. It's nearly the weekend. So coming up on the show today, we'll start with today's top news headline, with the conflict between the US and Iran going into its 13th consecutive day. In today's papers, we're taking you across continents from high-stakes political shifts in South Asia, financial controversies in Europe, and heavy trade measures, domestic political battles, and some striking environmental milestones. So we'll be diving right into the stories on the front pages of the papers today. And in today's Spotlight interview, actress, model and humanitarian Sophia Mirza dialed in from London for a catch-up on what's keeping her busy at the moment, her latest projects, and what life in the capital, in the British capital, looks like at the moment, and if she's got any trips planned back to Pakistan anytime soon. There we go. Okay, we're going to take a look at the top stories making the front pages of the papers. Not sure the hot dog's going to make it, but let's see what's up. Okay, turning our attention to our first story, which is from the Dhaka Tribune. The political landscape in Bangladesh is seeing potential turbulence. The headline is President Sahabuddin leaving office. So looking at the image, President Mohammed Sahabuddin is on the front page there. As the paper indicates, he is expected to step down soon due to health concerns, with the BNP government reportedly agreeing in principle to the move. To manage the transition smoothly, Speaker of Parliament Hafiz Uddin Ahmad has cut short a visit to Thailand to return home early, as Article 50 requires a formal written resignation to be submitted to the Speaker. This political shift naturally brings our focus towards broader regional security and foreign policy postures in South Asia. And the transition in leadership brings us directly to our second paper of the day, focusing on a robust foreign policy statement coming out of Islamabad. The report outlines how Pakistan has doubled down on its warnings to Yemen's Houthi rebels. Foreign Office spokesperson Tahir Andrabi stated firmly during a weekly briefing that any attack on Pakistani-flagged vessels or maritime interests will be treated as a direct attack on the country, invoking the right to self-defense. While drawing the strict red line for national security, Islamabad has simultaneously reassured Saudi Arabia of its commitment to ensuring the smooth flow of commercial shipping through the critical Bab el-Mandab choke point. So from security choke points in the Middle East, let's look at financial flows and political financing in the United Kingdom. Questions on $9 million crypto received by betting account in name of Farage aid. So questions, this is coming out of the Financial Times. It's highlighting a major financial controversy involving British politics. The headline there is it's related to a betting account that's linked to George Cottrell, a figure who bankrolled Reform UK, the leader, Nigel Farage. He's received nearly $9 million in cryptocurrency. Much of this digital currency was used to back wagers on the US presidential election, yielding multi-million-dollar profits. Questions are now mounting regarding the anonymous sources of these funds, especially as Cottrell has financed staff and travel for Farage, who has also admitted to staying in a luxury London property tied to his associates. So financial scrutiny is matching trade scrutiny globally, leading us to our next major economic update from Washington. Trump sets new tariff to punish use of forced labor, replacing expiring import taxes. So Washington has implemented a 10% tariff on imports from India and over a dozen other nations, following a detailed investigation into forced labor practices. While New Delhi managed to secure a lower rate than initially proposed under the Section 301, this 10% levy puts India on par with nations like Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. US Trade Representative Jameson Greer emphasised that the move aims to address human rights abuses and distortive trade practices worldwide. So these international trade pressures run parallel to intense domestic political alignments that are happening down under in Australia. The Australian is covering the ruling party's national conference. The primary headline, Labour declares a new enemy number one, noting that outgoing ALP President Wayne Swan has warned that One Nation has overtaken the coalition as Labour's biggest electoral threat. Turning to the visual coverage of this story, it's a picture of the conference floor, celebratory shots of Prime Minister Anthony Albanese putting his hands up in the air with his colleagues. Now, a parallel headline, divisions on Israel threaten to overshadow Labour's show. It highlights some internal friction over foreign policy debates, demonstrating the heavy balancing act facing party leadership this week. So amid these fiery political debates, public attention is also turning towards urgent environmental crisis. In the UK, front page of The Guardian, Wales on course for driest July in 200 years. The paper is saying that severe droughts, record low river flows and back-to-back heat waves have forced the Welsh Government to activate some emergency crisis plans as wildfires continue to burn across parts of Europe. So it's a pretty stark climate warning from the UK, but the picture, very different story, features a surprisingly playful moment. King Charles and Queen Camilla smiling and waving next to a classic blue TARDIS, the police box, during the opening of the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. So, nature and how unpredictable it can be. It leads us on to our final story from a story from the China Daily. Rice terrace wakeboarding makes waves. So the image shows athletes there gliding across flooded mirror-like rice paddies in the Zhejiang province using an electric winch for some extreme sports stunts by the look of it over centuries-old farming landscapes. It's got lots of people talking at home and internationally. Okay, now we're going to go to a major political update this morning, which we've spoken about earlier in the show. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has now pledged a robust new law and fast-tracked courts to tackle examination question paper leaks following these very intense student protests and demands. Now, as seen in today's updates from New Delhi, the Cabinet is set to review the draft bill addressing these exam irregularities. Meanwhile, government representatives, including union ministers JP Nadda and Jitendra Singh, are scheduled to meet with protest leaders at the Constitution Club to break the ongoing deadlock. There we are. That wraps up our global press review for this hour in Morning Asia. And it now means that it's time for us to review the weather. Okay, let's start in Pakistan. Islamabad. Islamabad's going to experience highs of 32, lows of 25, warm and humid conditions throughout the day, a mix of sunshine and clouds. There's also the chance of a passing shower this afternoon, but the evening will potentially see the odd thunderstorm as well, which should then clear up as they head into their overnight. Now moving east to Beijing, it's forecast to reach a high of 33 degrees, a low of 25. It's going to remain hot and humid, intervals of sunshine and clouds, and again here potentially a few evening thunderstorms possible. So residents should stay alert for these changing weather conditions throughout the days, both in Islamabad and Beijing. Over to Riyadh, it's another very, very hot day there. Temperature's going to be climbing to around 44 degrees, while the overnight low will be near 31, so still very warm in the evening. Skies will stay mostly sunny and dry throughout the day. Anyone spending time outdoors should definitely be drinking lots of water and spending as much time as possible in the shade. Now to Istanbul, they're going to enjoy some more comfortable weather. Summer's day with a high of 29 degrees and a low of 21. You can expect some partly sunny skies with a pleasant sea breeze. Overall, it should be a comfortable day for some outdoor activities and a day in the sun. Across to London, it's forecast to reach a high of 26 degrees and a low of 17. Skies are going to be partly cloudy for much of the day, with only a slight chance of a brief shower. Overall, a comfortable summer's day expected. Okay, next to Washington, D.C., the US Capitol is expected to see highs of 34, lows of 25 degrees. Hot and humid weather is going to continue throughout most of the day. Partly sunny skies, the possible of an isolated thunderstorm during the evening. Now over to New Delhi, expected to have a high of 34 degrees, lows of 28. Conditions are going to remain warm and humid, increasing cloud cover during the afternoon, and there is also a possibility of scattered showers and thunderstorms as they continue in their monsoon season. Heading north to Moscow, pleasant summer's day there. Highs of 25, lows of 16, and expect a mix of sunshine and cloud, creating pretty comfortable conditions for any outdoor plans. And finally, we go to Paris. It's going to remain warm, highs of 30 degrees, lows of 19. And they can expect a mix of sunny spells with some afternoon cloud and a brief shower. Can't be ruled out either later in the day. But all in all, a nice, hot summer's day in Paris. Now, today's Spotlight guest is a British-Pakistani star who has spent over 2 decades capturing hearts across the borders. Sophia Mirza was born in Brighton, but has spent years between Pakistan and the UK, calling London her home for now. From TV shows to catwalks, her focus now is on her humanitarian work. She dialed in from London to talk about what's keeping her busy at the moment and how she navigates being in the public eye. Well, we should have Sophia with us now. Sophia, good morning if you can. There you are. Hello, and how are you doing? You're in London. You're in my hometown. Tell me, how are you and what's keeping you busy these days?
I'm very well, and I'm doing some work-related things here and some chilling out. Weather is getting better, and it was really hotter, by the way. And yes, we dealt with it, and it's now interesting. And as usual, there are like interesting things happening from Pakistani community in London. I represent myself as an actor host, do some walk and do some shoots and just enjoy.
Enjoy life. That's the main thing, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, anytime anyone talks about the UK and especially London, the weather always comes up. Whether it's too hot or whether, you know, it's raining in summer, there's always something that the Brits love to talk about weather. So that's worn off on you there. Your career has sort of exploded and expanded across the continents, across multiple countries. Do you feel like living in London, you have the access to the kind of projects that you want to work on that kind of helps you to represent the South Asian community?
Whereas it comes to particularly my work, I'm acting and it's Urdu. And yes, there is some barrier because we don't have enough work here in UK, United Kingdom. Whenever it's concerning my work. Otherwise, yes, I have work as per my modeling is concerned. I am doing some shoots, I'm doing ramp walk and meeting with nice people and exploring new things. So yes, a little bit calm down, and I think I'm enjoying for the time being here, resting and enjoying.
Yeah, having a good idea of what's in the script and what speaks to you and the narratives that are being told is it's a valid and important way to choose what work you do. As a sort of Pakistani in London, I wonder if, you know, what's been happening recently in the world and the way that Pakistan has been mediating, I wonder if that has, even if it's just, you know, conversations that you're having at a cafe or something, do you think that has sort of, do you think Pakistan as a country is being perceived slightly
It's not my
differently
concern.
of the way it's
Tanya,
mediating?
I'm an actor and host myself, and I've hosted a few projects. I know what is important for my show, so I did according to showbiz media. So that is my forte. Would you like to talk about my work and my project? Rather, I mean, I'm not prepared for discuss this.
Okay. Well, when you are choosing your humanitarian projects and the things that you want to choose that you're going to help with, how do you choose what's important?
When it comes to humanitarian, I do not care race, gender, or any other religion. I care about human, and it's about purely from myself. I mean, I help our Pakistani actors and many people because we do charity every year on as a zakat. So I always take out share and try to give those actor community, those who are deserving and humble, very humble. So for past couple of years, I have started this, uh, and they're like 70, 80 people, actors, those from Karachi, Islamabad, Peshawar, and Lahore, all together. So I try to do something a bit from my own pocket. So I feel for human, I feel for lives, I feel every living thing, that every insect, every tree, even we shall care. Every animal we shall respect and care because God has created them. So human is above all, definitely. So that I feel it from my heart, and this is just my out of my concern that I do it. And honestly, I don't have any NGO. I don't want to open anything like that. That I mean, people would consider or think that, oh, she's asking, some money and stuff like that. That is not me. So as long as God has been giving me, and I mean, I'm capable to help somebody, I will keep on doing it from my own pocket out of
Yeah.
all love.
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of love to give in many different areas. You must be spread quite thinly. What are the projects that you're working on at the moment that you're most passionate about?
The project, there are like three project. There are dramas, drama serials, and those are in the two are in the pipeline, and one is happening in America that I'll be shooting. So those are very interesting, lovely characters,
Yeah.
and yes, and that's what I'm focusing on and trying to explore more about. When I'm acting in different characters, it teaches me a lot towards life, human nature, and I learn a lot. After like doing, there are a couple of plays that the family dramas, and you understand Urdu, Saas Bahu, the
There's
mother-in-law,
only a
daughter-in-law.
few words that I've picked up in Urdu. I'm finding it quite hard actually to pick it up, but I'm always open to learning new words. So please teach me something this morning.
Yes, most important is Assalamu alaikum,
Uh,
kya haal hai?
okay, yeah. Ab kaise ho? Is that what we say?
Exactly,
There we
मैं
go.
बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ.
Yeah.
How are you?
Very good. Um, yeah, so you mentioned that you've got a couple of projects in the pipeline. How do you if you look back at kind of all of the projects that you've done before, especially when it comes to kind of acting, and is there one kind of role that you took on that you feel like really shaped the direction of what your calling was?
Yes, as in I've done couple of projects in a way that for myself, changing my career and my personality as well. There are like I will talk about Wafa Lazim To Nahi, Aadha Chehra. Recently, it went on PTV. Aadha Chehra was a very nice story, and Gulbashra, sister-in-law, Khab Nagar. I mean, these are the plays that I started with, and they gave me enormous fame and awards, Best Actor awards. So yes, these three things, those who gave me enormous fame and recognition as an actor. Whereas I believe that my dramas like Aadha Chehra is fantastic story. Whereas Thoda Sa Pyar, Wafa Lazim To Nahi, these are the ones that I've learned and I've seen the human nature, particularly male nature,
Yeah.
and this taught me a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and you obviously look back and you know quite fondly with a lot of the successes that you've had, but if you look back far enough, you also went through some really tricky times, and your personal life was brought into the public domain, which I guess is one of the downsides of being a public figure. Do you feel like you're now able to put that side of your life, to one side, or do you feel like there is still kind of overlap from what happened all those years ago?
That's irony. That's a shame, and I cannot say much about it. I fought for my right, and I'm still waiting to get that right.
Yeah, these things, it's just proof, don't they? They take a really long time, and they can often take a toll. So it's amazing that you've been able to continue focusing on what you're passionate about.
Simultaneously, yes.
Yeah.
Naturally, God has given me strength to carry on and do this, honestly.
So you've got a couple of creative things in the pipeline. When it comes to your humanitarian work, any trips planned back to Pakistan?
Yes, I have been there for like last year, and that was a personal visit and did some work of my one project completed, and then I came back here. Yes, so I keep on coming and going, but I had a couple of offers. Those were like Rahat Fateh Ali Khan's video. I received offer that I was not there. There are many things people keep on my industry. People they don't forget, thank God, and they keep on telling me to come and. Do some work. So I am little bit enjoying here the lovely weather and the lovely family vibe and myself. Yeah.
Yeah, have you been having some lovely walks around Hyde Park? I remember
A,
that
lo-
being a really nice thing to do at this time of year.
a lot of walks in London, a lot of walks.
Yeah, a nice picnic in the park.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sophia, it's been a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you for dialing in. It's quite early in London by all accounts, so thank you for calling in to have a chat with us. And I wish you the best
Thank
of
you.
luck.
Thank you.
There we are, lovely stuff. Sophia Mirza, calling in from my hometown. Okay, well, it's Friday, the end of the week and the end of the show. So we will be back on Monday with you. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you at 10 a.m. Pakistan time on Monday for more fun. Goodbye and see you then. Allah Hafiz.